We don't walk away to teach people a lesson. We walk away because we have learned our lesson. That right there is a strong quote that has really stuck with me lately. And, your peace, my brother, your peace is so important as a man. I mean, how can you be your most purposeful self? How can you be the version that God has called you to be if you've got no peace? The Bible says the joy of the Lord is my strength. So if you got no joy, no peace, how can you be the strongest version of yourself? And in this lifetime, there's going to be so many things that the enemy comes at you with to destroy that peace in your life. One of those things being people. And you got to be so cautious of just who you are allowing to just come into your life, right? There's a quote that says, life doesn't suck. It's the people you surround yourself with that suck the life out of you. And at some point, we need to take a good look at the people we're just allowing in. We need to take a good look at who we are constantly pouring ourselves into. And, right, because holding on to those toxic and draining relationships, they'll hold you back. It says in Proverbs 13:12, it says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. That's wisdom right there. I mean, a little side note, so many of us are so focused on, what's the next self-improvement book that I need to get on, that I need to read? And it's like, my dude, I mean, there's a lot of great books out there, but hey, they ain't got nothing on the book of Proverbs, on King Solomon. It's actually kind of cool. There's 31 chapters in the book of Proverbs. And I've always kind of just looked at that as one chapter a day for the entire month. Anyways, getting back on track here. So sometimes when you let that person go, it can be one of the most freeing, most liberating things, one of the most liberating moves that you can make as a man. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's someone in your family that you just need to distance yourself from, right? And notice I didn't say, I'm not talking about etching them out of your lives completely, but I'm just saying to kind of step away from, right? I know for me, and I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I'm naturally, I'm a giver, right? I love looking for ways and finding opportunities for, to give myself, or to give a gift, or to lend a hand down, right? Because that's just kind of how I was trained. My parents are such givers. They trained me. They gave so much to me that now it just kind of flows out of me. I want to give to the next man type of thing. And I can honestly say that is a strength of mine. But at the same time, it can also be one of my greatest weaknesses. Why? Because I can easily turn into a pushover, right? I can easily allow people just to kind of walk all over me, use me, mooch off of me, and just take because I'm just such a nice guy, right? And it's, I've been known to do this my whole life. I dive into these friendships, relationships that are not reciprocal. And the Bible says, hey, don't cast your pearls upon swine. See, there's a big difference between generosity and self-sacrifice, draining yourself, bending over backwards for people, right? If you have a giver's heart, your close friends, your inner circle needs to have that same heart, right? They need to be fountains, not drains. For instance, when I began this war club last December, I never really felt true brotherhood before. Like, I thought I did. I thought I knew what true brotherhood was. But ever since I started this community, this online community, it's just a whole different ballgame, bro. I got brothers in here that are genuinely, like, actually looking out for me, actually looking to give more than they receive. And me being, and I hate saying this, I mean, there's absolutely no cool way of saying this, but me being, somewhat successful, having some status or whatever on the internet, you tend to get a lot of people that just want to ride on your coattails, right? That just constantly want something from you. Bro, I've met people that you guys know, influencers, these big hot shots. Some of them are great, don't get me wrong, but I've met some of them, bro, that I mean, your jaw would drop, to say the least. And they get what they want from you, and then you don't hear from them for weeks, months, years even, until they need you again, right? So, and I've had to learn my lesson the hard way as far as immersing myself into friendships that are actually reciprocal. Think of it this way, bro. If you are taking care and you are tending a beautiful garden, right? And every day you're planting seeds, you're watering all your plants, all your flowers, and then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you got all these weeds just sprouting, right? Are you gonna go ahead and just start watering those too, making sure that all the weeds are flourishing? Of course not. You're gonna get rid of them. And that's not to say that, everybody in your life who is like a weed, that you're just gonna get rid of them and toss them too. Maybe this isn't the best analogy, but you get what I'm saying here. Just tend your garden, bro. And don't keep watering and watering all these weeds when your fruitful trees and your beautiful flowers are the things that need the most care, right? Invest where the real growth is. And so going back to the War Club here now, just to kind of give an example, there's a lot of great guys in there, don't get me wrong, but there's two guys specifically who I've probably gotten the closest with, Con Man and Harry, and what can I say, bro? It's like, I actually knew them before the War Club even started, but, we were just kind of in contact, but, because they would just hit me up and just ask how I'm doing, right? Just because they just genuinely cared. And now, because of the War Club, we've been able to connect multiple times throughout the week, and so we just kind of created these brotherhoods, these friendships. And Connor, he literally, this guy sends me gifts. Like, for instance, it wasn't even a holiday or my birthday or nothing. He just sent me a card, bro, and he said the most beautiful things in here. Almost made a gangster shed a tear, bro. And just yesterday, he's like, hey, Dre, I sent out not only you, but he also sent out my wife and my dog gifts for Christmas. Come on, bro. That's what's up right there. Talk about a good brother. Just always looking for ways to give, to show some appreciation, not always just looking to want to take something from me. How about my brother Harry? Like, whenever I need him, I don't even have to ask, bro. He's just there. Last week we're on a little Zoom, and he came to me and he's like, Dre, in the War Club on these calls, you're always praying for us. He's like, is there anything that I can pray for you for? Just as something as simple as that, bro. And I was like, wow, man. Yeah, there actually are a couple of things I need you to pray for me about, right? And he did. And it's just like, I've never had stuff like this in my real life before, besides my parents and my wife, dudes who are just genuinely looking to lend a hand down to me, to help me out, to pray for me. I actually have a friend I grew up with, right, who this last year, just being real, I haven't talked about this on the internet yet, but he decided to basically just cut ties with me, right? And I've always loved this dude. This dude was my brother growing up, and now he's basically, essentially, he just wants nothing to do with me or my family. And not to go into all that, but guess who was there for me the second he found out about this? Guess who was there? Harry. He reached out. He took time out of his day to jump on some calls with me and just be there for me. Just talk about it with me. And again, I've never had anything like this, and it's just a beautiful thing when you have brothers, when you get around the types of people who are actually looking for ways to bless you, looking for any little opportunity they can get to get in there and just be there for you. And it's wild because most of the friends I grew up with, like the one I just told you about, who's no longer speaking to me, I can honestly, truly hold my head high and say that, hey, I was an awesome brother to that man, right? I did the best. I was the best brother that I could possibly be. I wasn't perfect, but I tried my very best. But as I look back, and I'm not saying that it was all bad, we had a lot of awesome times together, but I can now see that the genuine pure heart that I had for this dude, it was not fully reciprocated. Just wasn't. This person, I was hurt by him many of times, and I just kept allowing it and allowing it and allowing it. And I kept pouring myself, and I was just always looking for ways to be a blessing, and it was just not appreciated. So really, if you really think about this is actually on me. That's what I've learned through this is, if anything, I should have stepped back from this friendship long ago, so I wasn't as badly hurt as I am now, right? I should have kept my distance. So fast forward to where I'm at now, even though he's rejected me and my family, it hurts. It hurts like crazy, but now I'm seeing this rejection as God's protection. And I'm learning from this. And so with the wisdom that I have now, I have to ask myself, moving forward, any relationship from here on out, is this, I got to ask myself, is this relationship, is it helping me or is it holding me back? Is it reciprocated or is it just one-sided? Is it way out of balance? And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about mentorship here. God will send people in your life, brothers in your life who need you, right? Who don't have much to offer you in return, and it's mainly you just lending your hand down to help build them up. But at some point, as they are rising, they need to be, that there has to be some reciprocation there. And essentially what I'm trying to say here is don't cast your pearls upon swine. That is what the Bible instructs. You have so much to give, bro. You have these pearls, and it's sad because there's so many men out here, there's so many pigs that are going to take those pearls and they're just going to spit them out, right? They're not going to appreciate the pearls. In other words, they're not going to appreciate your value, and you're going to have to learn how to distance yourself. Boundaries. That's what it is, and it's not about being harsh. It's not about being cold. It's about respecting yourself. And if someone truly cares about you, they're gonna honor. They're gonna respect those boundaries that you set. And I've come to a point in my own life now too where I just don't have the time, energy, or headspace to pour into all these people all at once, to give myself, right, to saturate all my time, energy, and just give and give and give, right, to all these people. I can't be a best friend to everybody, especially to those who don't appreciate it, who don't appreciate me, right? I barely have enough time for the people in my life who do value me and love me, and for my healthier relationships, right? So I have to now choose my time wisely, especially at the rate that my life is going now. I've never had as much growth in my life as I do now in every area of my life, financially, spiritually, mentally, relationally, and I'm gaining so much wisdom through this process. So, I don't have time for relationships that are not reciprocal. And so, yeah, what I've learned is that sometimes in life you have to learn how to allow people who aren't appreciating you, allow them to miss out on you a little bit. Quit trying to convince people of how much value you have to offer them, right? If they don't see it, they don't see it. It's all good. I'll go ahead and I'll pass my value to someone else who actually appreciates it. It's kind of like the prodigal son, I guess you can kind of relate this to. The prodigal son, he didn't appreciate his home. He didn't appreciate his father, and he wanted his inheritance now, so the father gave it to him, and the father let him go off. He let him go out there into the world, and right? And so over time, he spent all his money, he had all his fun, and then all those people that he thought were his real friends, they left him. And what does the son do? He realizes, oh my gosh, hey, there ain't no place like home, right? These are the people that actually love and value me, right? So he heads home and he sees his father out in the distance, and what does his father do? His father looks at him and runs to him with his arms wide open. So the kind of moral of that story is that the father had to he had to let go. He had to allow his son to go off. He had to allow his son to miss out on him, to miss out on home. And now circling back here to just kind of wrap this up, we in the War Club this last week, I did a full lecture about assets and liabilities when it comes to making money. But when I really thought about it, I was like, you can apply this assets and liabilities thing to friendships, to relationships, right? People can be either assets or liabilities. People they can suck life out of you, or they can pour life into you, just like an asset and a liability does. And so a lot of you, especially those of you guys who want to be businessmen, who want to make a lot of money, you gotta fully understand what assets and liabilities are, especially when it comes not just to business, but when it comes to friendships, relationships, right? Because you as a father, as a leader, as a businessman, you need to know the difference between these two, because your life, it literally depends on it. And letting go of a friendship, it doesn't mean that you just no longer care. It means that you value your peace and your purpose enough to protect it. And sometimes the healthiest thing that you can do, not only for yourself, but for that person, is to let go, is to distance yourself, to allow now yourself and that person to both grow. And who knows, maybe one of these days, that friend who I was just talking about, maybe one of these days he'll come back around and realize what he's missing out on. Then again, maybe not. But either way, hey, it's all good. Either way, I'm praying for him every day. I'm hoping the best for him. I'm wishing him well. And yeah, either way, I'm free though, bro. I'm liberated. And now I've made room for people in my life, people that actually, truly, genuinely value me. Right, and it's so reciprocal. There's no jealousy, there's no bitterness, there's no anger. It's just truly selfless friendships that are they're refreshing. They're light. They're energizing. When you have that lightness, watch how much more effective you will be as a man. It's game over. And look, sometimes people in your life, some friendships, they'll have their season. Sometimes you guys just drift apart, you grow apart. Sometimes your guys' values, they won't align with each other anymore. And that's okay. Even with like me, bro, with like haters on the internet, I've had to learn this the hard way. But hey, life is too short to be spending time, countless hours and hours, and debating and fighting with strangers on the internet. I'm out here pouring water on weeds. That's essentially what I'm doing, rather than tending to my beautiful garden, tending and pouring into my family, the people that love and appreciate me. And once I've done that, once I started focusing more so on that and just letting the haters talk, do whatever they want, now I got this peace. Now I got this joy, this lightness that just surpasses all understanding. So hey, if you have a relationship, a friendship in your life that has ran its course, that's okay. Distance yourself, my brother. Gain your peace back. Gain your power back. And again, it's not about revenge. It's about self-respect. That's what it's about. It's about freedom. And a man who is free is he's a powerful man. And check this out. I'll end it on this. There's that quote that says, you can't love others unless you first love yourself. And I always hated that quote. I always thought, that was just a great excuse to be super selfish and self-serving and only focus on you, right? But now I'm starting to actually kind of get it. When you love yourself enough and you respect yourself enough to draw away from people who are sucking the life out of you, now you can actually be the best version of yourself, because you're spending time with people who are pouring into you just as much as you're pouring into them. And so you're getting filled up along the way, and now you can use those great skills and talents and gifts and all that love that God has freely giving you, so now you can go out and bless people even that much more. Rather than you forcing these relationships and trying to force your value on people who don't even appreciate it, and you're getting drained. Instead of all that, now you'll have people in your life who actually value you and who love you, making you feel not drained, but filled up. So you can go out and just bless people even that much more, because a man who is filled up, who is overflowing with fruitful relationships, it's going to be so much more easier for him to go out and just pass that love and kindness along. So hey, the people who are not valuing you, maybe this is a season right now where you need to distance yourself a little bit, let them miss out on you, and allow your heart and mind and energy and time and focus to just be freed up so you can enjoy God's peace. You can allow room for him to bring some more fruitful people into your life, people who will actually value you and appreciate you. So hey, thanks for watching today's video. Please make sure you sign up to our free men's Christian community down below, and I'll see you there. Peace always.